And we are live. We are back with another Big Brother 28. This is episodes 13 through 15. It's week 4 review. I am forever joined by my lovely co-host Liz. We were supposed to have Jaywin here, but Jaywin had a personal matter she had to deal with, so she's not here. But Liz, welcome back. Third time's
Third,
a
yeah.
charm. Yes, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm back for the third time, and I'm ready to talk about this week because it's a lot to dive into.
It is a lot to dive into. A lot of feed stuff too, because like I was keeping up. I feel like this was the most feeds heavy week, kind of, because with the episode tonight, a lot went on, but the episode just condensed it down to such a short amount of time. So like, how much? I don't know how much feeds you saw or heard of, because I don't watch the feeds, but I do watch feed updates. Someone does it like every single day, and I listen to the updates every single day. So I kind of follow the feeds that way, and I see clips. What about you?
I also follow feed updates accounts, but I've been trying to watch a little bit of the feeds, and I usually watch them right after competitions or when I know juicy shit's about to go down. So
Mm-hmm.
it's been interesting. The house flipped back and forth so many times this week, and it was really interesting feeds this week. I'm glad I got to watch some of it.
Yeah, 100%. But we start this episode off with, well, this week off with a
Mhm.
recap of Jason's departure. Shouts out
Oh.
Jason. It's so funny because last time, like a couple of episodes ago, like we were not fans of Jason. But what a turnaround. Like things can happen like when you're an underdog. I feel like
Hmm.
us as fans usually root for underdogs. There are some people that don't, but he became an underdog and like he had a little thing with Angela, but I think he kind of like people moved past it and they kind of just like saw him as an underdog and by the end of the week, everybody wanted him to stay. Like he was like the house target who everyone wanted to see win that blockbuster and stay. But unfortunately, just like 1 second off, and he ended up getting going home. He is missed. I do like him now. I have my ups and downs with him, but I am a fan of Jason. I really wish he was still a part of this season. What about you?
Um, Although I was iffy on the him and Angela thing, I'm a fan of Jason. I'm always a fan of good TV. I'm always team TV. Jason was messy, and messy is very good TV. I feel like it wasn't really the Angela thing that got him on the block. It was definitely
Hmm.
all of the promises that he couldn't cash. And I feel like the turnaround happened because everyone just felt so bad because people cornered him at the tea party, and that was a whole mess. And yeah, I felt bad for Jason in that moment. So I was like, I want the Messi to stay in. I want him to eat up this whole red corner alliance. I want him to come back and wage war, but we didn't get it, sadly.
Yeah, and honestly, like if he didn't have his little thing with Angela, where he smiled at the camera and did that thing, I feel like Jason would have been like everyone's favorite of the whole season. Like he didn't really do anything like too bad. He was, yeah, it was kind of
Mhm.
drama, but like the pots and pan or the teapot and everything that was hilarious, and he was just really really good. We didn't get to see Selena though, unfortunately. So, but I think that he has a good chance of coming back. And Julie said that he was in the top 10 or top 5, top 3
Mhm.
for every single vote. So shouts out to him. And he seems to be doing good now. So shouts out to Jason. But we move on to this week, the HOH competition. Now, I don't really know how to describe this. Like, they had to go to rooms, they heard a riddle, they went to rooms, and rooms got eliminated. Uh, Long story short, Haley ends up winning, and the fan base of Big Brother was like, oh my God, we just saw Kamu, and now we see Haley. This trio, mixed in with the 6-person alliance, mixed in with the 8-person alliance, which I don't know. Drew and Barrett, do they really want to win HOH at this point? We don't know. But this 8-person alliance has been in power for all 4 weeks at this point. So a lot of people were not happy. And it seems like a lot of the house girls were not happy either. Like Haley's HOH. Taylor says that Haley got sugar-free snacks, and she don't mess with sugar-free snacks, and that just made Haley super upset. And Haley gets her HOH room. She's calling people out. She's standing on business, saying that Melody is a mean girl. She gives mean girl energy. She says that she's not with the bull crap. She's calling everyone out in her HOH room. Says, "You know who I'm talking to? Get out." And no one gets out because it's just awkward. Everyone's trying to have a good
Mhm.
time, and it's just like, what is Haley doing? In a way, I'm like, all right, I respect her standing on this villain edit. But then on the other hand, I'm like, this is awkward. If I'm in the house, like, you are making enemies. What you think?
I think that she won one HOH and she let the power get to her head. From moment one, it was like, my name's been ran through the mud, and I'm not gonna share my letter from home with you people, and I want everyone to get out of my HOH room, people that have been talking shit about me. Like, what? Like, I've never seen an HOH just straight up be like, "Hey, just get the fuck out." Like even at the like end game of like most seasons, like they still are like, it's like a time where everyone comes together. It's like the one time where like everyone can like sit and like listen to something like cool, like cute, like letters from home and stuff like that, and like chill for a
Mm-hmm.
second. But she got straight to business. She was like, "Fuck y'all, goodbye." Like, and then I'm like, okay, so you're making all these call outs. You can only nominate 3 people. And
Yeah.
also, like, there's multiple competitions where they can possibly get off the block. I would hold your cards close to your chest before you start saying wicked shit. I really would. I don't know.
Well, okay. Do you respect her villain edit though? Because in a way, I was like, all right, stand on the villain. Like, you want to be the villain of the season? Do it. In one hand, I was thinking that. No? Okay. It's just me. But I mean, yeah, I'm not a fan of Haley, but I did think like, all right, do your thing. But I was wondering like, who does?
Is her alliance, and she has no pivoting. There's no room. So,
Yeah, yeah, insane, insane. Villain of the season for sure. Haley talks about what she wants to do with this HOH, and
mhm,
she from the start pretty much wanted Drew out. Like,
mhm,
despite what the show showed, she wanted Drew out right in the beginning, and she planned on putting up two, uh, not necessarily pawns. She wants to put Taylor up because, well, she wouldn't have mind Taylor going. She wouldn't have mind Melody going, but she ultimately wanted Drew out. Taylor, she her excuse was, and we'll get to it later, but she said Taylor was laughing when Jason was doing the pot and pan thing. But it's like, they Big Brother showed the receipts, and there was multiple people laughing, including Angela, who was in the room while
mhm.
Haley was making up this excuse. And then she also pulled up Melody because these two just don't like each other. We all know these two don't like each other, and we want to see the head-to-head battle, so it's fine. I like how Melody did call Haley out, saying like Haley saying, "I've had a rough 3 weeks," and she's like, "Girl, your life's been in charge all 3 weeks. This is not rough. Get out of here. What are you talking about? You live in Delulu land." But eventually, everyone gets on this plan to get Drew out except for Drew. And it was kind of amazing to see that somehow, some way, Drew was so oblivious. He was low key kind of fine with going on the block, but also scared. Uh, he's in this alliance. She used an excuse of, "Oh, I need to put up a pawn, and this will cover up our alliance." And also, I don't want to put up 3 girls. So, what did you think of all this? What did you think of her plan? Her plan to get out Drew.
Her putting up Taylor and her reasoning, I think she, honestly, if you just want to put someone on the blog, just say that. Like, it's like, it'll be okay. You don't have to make shit up and be like, oh, because you were laughing, or oh, because you talk shit about my snacks. Like, whatever. It'll be okay. Um, just say like, oh, it's good for my game. It's how I feel.
Right, stand on
But
business.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like so many people laughed at what Jason was doing. It was funny. Like, it doesn't matter. It was funny. Like, if someone came in clanging pots and pans talking shit about me, I would probably laugh. I'd be like, damn, okay. um,
It was funny. I
it
laughed
was
because it was
funny.
funny.
It was funny. Honestly, she did what she wanted to do. She nominated her targets, and she told Drew that he was some sort of pawn and tried to make him feel a little comfortable. But I feel like Drew is so like whimsical, you know? Like he's very like, "Oh yeah, sure, like whatever, like it's fine." And I feel like um that honestly is like what people like about him is that he's so
Mhm.
like just go with the flow, like he's so like
Yes.
chill. So he gets put on the block and he's just like, "Sure, like fine,
Yeah. So
whatever."
so for me, in my opinion, like Drew being oblivious that he was a target for so long was
Mhm.
insane. Because he only found out about like what, day five, five and a
Yeah.
half, maybe even day six.
Mhm.
But my thing is with Haley,
Mhm.
why why even try to get Drew out? Why even put him as a pawn? You just called out everybody. You called out the whole house, and you have this girl Melody who clearly is like admitted to you she don't mess with you, and
No.
you don't mess with
Mm-mm.
her. Why not just make that your target? Get
I
her out.
love you talking about villain edits. I think the Melody like
Yep.
anti-hero villain edit. I like that one. She goes in there, she's like, "Yeah, no, I don't like you." Like it was like some sort of call out. Like she was like, "I heard you tell people that you don't like me." Yeah, no, I don't like you.
Yeah.
Like tells her that to her face, and I'm like, I love this chick so much because she did not. She could have sugarcoated it and been like, "No, like I didn't really. I feel like that got No, she was like, "No, I don't like you. Straight up, I don't like you. Like I don't care." And I'm like, okay.
She's standing on business.
She stood on
Standing on
business
business.
for that. But I don't know about the Drew thing. Like she went in there and she talked so much junk about all these people, especially about Melody and about Taylor, and then she wants Drew out, someone who's actively in some sort of alliance, allegiance to people that she has allegiances to. I like the alliances get mixed up. The Red Corner, the Tool Shed, all the sheds.
Yeah. Just all
Um,
of them.
it's an alliance within an alliance within an alliance.
Yes.
But Drew, I feel like was a weird target for her. I will say, especially after she had proclaimed so much dislike for other people already. Targeting someone that she didn't proclaim dislike for actively in that moment was interesting.
Yeah, 100%. I didn't think it was a very good idea. But in the beginning, we saw that D and Devins were like all about it. And Angela's been wanting Drew out. But the thing is,
Mm.
with big alliances, I say this: I don't do big alliances. Like I play these orcs, these minis. I never do big alliances. It's just not for me. It's not fun. But if I was on the real show, let me tell you, that is how you win the game. So I don't like fault them for doing it. I think that's how you win the game. And I just didn't understand D and Devins and Angela and Haley and Camel. They all wanted Drew out. And it's like y'all see the game he's playing. He's not gonna win HOH. He's actively trying not to win HOH. So is Barrett. Just keep him there for a number. Get him out later. But they just wanted him out of nowhere. Low key kind of came out of nowhere. If it was Angela, I could see it happening, but Haley just was ready to get rid of him. Uh, we see this montage of Lyric's messy gameplay. Okay, so now
Mhm.
Lyric is going around. She sees where she is. She sees the position of the house. She wants to throw her girls under the bus, Mallory and Melody, because she wants to save herself. She wants to stay. So this is the beginning of that. She's getting really close with Chuck. She's getting really close with Kamu. We go to the veto competition. This is the poison veto. I said who the nominees were: Melody, Taylor, Drew. We get to the veto competition. This is the poison veto. This veto challenge took so long. I remember watching it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, big brother, we get it. But in the end, Taylor ends up getting the win, and Taylor was super motivated, and I was really happy with this. I thought Taylor got like a really good edit this week, actually. Like she was getting her fan favorite edit to where I think
Mhm.
she was going up. She was moving up. There's some people who we haven't even seen on the show yet, like Chuck. Like we haven't even seen him. We just know he's inside of an alliance with a bunch of people. But Taylor was getting like her heroes edit to where she was
Mhm.
super motivated and she ended up winning the veto. So shouts out to her. Taylor comes off the block and this goes along with the Lyrics' messy gameplay to try to save herself. But Haley tells Lyric to her face, "This is making me want to put you up more." And so just tells her about herself and how she's doing so bad because Lyric was running back and forth, telling her friends, her allies, information to Haley to stay off the block. And Haley knew exactly what she was doing, and Haley ended up nominating Lyric. But one thing is, Kamu and Chuck didn't want her to nominate Lyric because they're close with Lyric and they actually believe Lyric would not put them up. So this caused a little bit of a back and forth with Haley and Chuck. What did you think of all this, Liz?
Um, this was really interesting to me. I feel like Lyric has done this now multiple times where she's gone and pled her case and been like, hey, this is what I can do for you. And it worked for her the previous week. So I think that she thought, hey, maybe if I toss myself out there again, maybe it'll work out for me. This time it blew up in her face because Haley's just in that chaotic mood. Like she's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway. Despite the fact that her allies were telling her, hey, we actively really don't want this person up. There's other options that you could do that we would like a little bit more. And she's like, fuck y'all, I'm putting up Lyric. So she did it anyway. Um, it was interesting to me because I feel like out of all of the options that she had, I feel like Lyric was maybe the worst one that she could have put up. I feel like Mallory probably would have been a better option for her to put up.
Oh, we
But
forgot to mention that she made the deal with Mallory. If you want to talk about that.
yeah. Ooh, that's right. Did, can you talk about that? Because I low key forgot. I won't even lie.
Yeah, yeah. So they wanted her to put up Mallory, which is Mallory is a
Yeah.
really good competitor. She's won a few comps. Hasn't been many comps, but Mallory has proven that she can win comps. So that's what the red corner was trying to convince Haley.
Mm.
Like, come on, like Mallory's won comps. Mallory's the more competition threat. Well, Haley's looking out for herself, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But she admits to her allies that she wants to make a deal with Mallory for if Mallory wins the HOA, she will not target Haley. And Mallory on the feeds, Mallory says she's taking this deal and she's gonna commit to this deal. She's gonna honor this deal. She's really not gonna put Haley up. So this was a great deal for Haley. But I don't think
Yeah.
Haley should have told her allies that that's why she wasn't putting Mallory up.
I think sometimes honesty is not the best policy. Making
In
side
this show.
deals. Making side deals is fun, and obviously, I feel like Mallory is very much a girly of her word.
Mhm.
So even if she did win the HOH, I truly believe that she would not put Haley up. But there's so many other options from the alliance that are not Haley that are much more threatening. So I think that this is a good deal for both of them in general. But I'm glad that Mallory's out here wheeling and dealing. I want to
Mhm.
see more out of her. She's one of my favorites, like genuinely. I like
Me too.
her. I like her attitude. She's very sweet and she's like really good at these comps. She's been killing all of these blockbusters. She's been killing all these vetoes. Like even if she's not winning, like she's still doing really good. So I want to see more out of her.
I think that it's a very good chance that we see a Mallory HOH tonight because of what the competition is. And to be honest, I will be looking forward to it because she's honoring this deal with Haley. I low key don't want Haley to leave yet because of how entertaining Haley was just this week. So, I mean, unfortunately for you, Liz, if Mallory does win, she's gonna be putting up Devins. I love Devins too, so I say unfortunately for you. It's unfortunate for me too, but if Mallory was HOH, I definitely think Devins is seeing that block. And D. Devins and D actually. But we'll get to D in this review as well. Because D had
Hmm.
a hell of an episode tonight. But we see that Lyric is going around still throwing her allies under the bus, trying to stay inside the house, but she also apologizes to her allies. We see Drew eventually finds out that he is the target. But so things were going all around the house this week. And eventually D decides maybe we should keep Drew. And at first I didn't really know why, because on the feeds we don't see confessionals, we don't see diary rooms, so we don't know what's going on. Cause so in my head I'm just like, all right, D, Y'all all agreed to get this man out. Why are you now flipping to want to save him all of a sudden? And she was so headstrong on saving him because Rick Devens did not want to save Drew. We didn't think Angela was going to do it, but Angela actually ended up saying, "All right, let's save Drew because we already know his game." But I was like, "What? What is the reason?" And then tonight's episode, we see that D says, "Well, Drew, he's a problem for Chuck, Kamu, and Haley. Not a problem for me, as in D. So she's not her main allies, which is Angela and Devins. And I do think this is true. I do think this is true. But also at the same time, he could have not been a problem for any of y'all. Just don't put him on the block initially, because I don't think he was going after y'all at all. But D ends up working, and she worked really hard to get this vote to flip. She ends up getting it to flip, and then D worked even harder to get the vote to flip so that uh, Melody could stay as well. Because at first people wanted to, okay, we'll keep Drew, but we have to give her to Melody because we have to split them up. But D actually worked to get Melody to stay too and get Lyric out. In the beginning of this week, Lyric was gonna stay no matter what, but then she ended up leaving no matter what unless she won the blockbuster. What did you think of D working her magic this week? Because she really put in some work.
Dee is a strategist, and I love her, and I love watching her work. I loved her season of Survivor. This is what she does. She's a really good socially maneuverable player where she's like, this is what is good for me. And she knew that this was a pivotal vote. I feel like this right here kind of drew a different line in the sand that said, we're not with the status quo anymore. We're going to do what we want to do, what's best for us. The big circle has now become smaller. So I think Dee is looking out for herself and her two core allies, Devons and Angela. And she's not necessarily looking out for her bigger alliances. And I feel like this benefits herself, Angela, and Rick Devens more than it does anyone else. Drew is definitely not going to put up any of them. Melody, maybe, but I feel like Lyric definitely was a wild card, and this definitely benefited her. I was surprised at how hard that she worked for Lyric to go, more than I was surprised at how hard she worked for Drew to go, because I know Drew definitely was heavily aligned with them, but working for Lyric to go here, I'm curious to see what benefit that Melody necessarily has to them, because I'm not sure whether or not that she would put them on the block if she went HOH.
I think she was explaining that she wants people that are gonna go at each other. So basically,
Mm,
Melody with Haley. That's what she
yeah,
wants.
yeah.
But yeah, but like I don't know. Like it's so funny if you watch the first episode of this week. How she was like, "Yeah, let's get Drew out. I'm not getting played by no 22-year-old." But then by the end of the week, she flips it. And she's like, "I'm about to play a 22-year-old." It was really, really masterful and great to see happen in front of our eyes and seeing people find out in real time because Yash really wanted Drew out too. Like Yash, I think Yash ended up still voting for Drew to leave actually tonight. But it was just a whole thing. Melody didn't want to vote out, or Mallory didn't want to vote out Lyric. She was like very emotional this week. Melody was like, yeah, because mm, Lyric ends up admitting to her allies, the two girls, that yeah, I threw y'all under the bus for sure. And then Melody was kind of just like, oh, well, B word. We're working hard to stay, and you're throwing us under the bus. So she was ready to throw Lyric out. But Mallory was actually ready to forgive, and she was just like, "Oh no, it's okay. I'm still best friends with you. I can't vote Lyric out." Barrett ends up not ever telling Drew that he was going to go because he didn't want to blow up his own game. So I think Barrett is actually playing very, very well in the game still, and I still think he could be a contender to win this whole game. Drew ends up crying about Melody because he thought Melody was leaving no matter what. We end up seeing that this got switched. He also kept saying that he was biased towards Melody, and in my head, I'm like, does this just mean you have a crush on her? Like you're biased in what way? Because we all know Melody does have a boyfriend at home, but that haven't really stopped a lot of things that's happened in the Big Brother house. Um, yeah, what'd you think of all this?
Mm. I really like the way that Barrett played this. Him having that information and keeping it to himself. I feel like it only benefited him whether Drew was going home or not. Even though he heavily did want Drew to stay, I feel like keeping that to his chest and just letting it play out, it worked out in his favor anyway. And if he had been the one to run straight to Drew, it would have worked out not in his favor. It's
Yeah.
hard to do that. It really is, especially if you're like sitting there looking at them every day and be like,
Hmm.
ah, man, they're
Yeah.
talking about
Shouts
putting
out
you
to
out.
him.
He did really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Um,
As he kept his mouth shut the whole time.
yeah, it worked out in his favor anyway. He let it ride and it worked, and they came up with their own idea themselves, and then he didn't have to be the one to do it. Um, so he walked out with no blood on his hands. He's clean. He's clean this episode. And I have a lot of faith in him to like win the whole thing. Honestly,
The funny thing
um,
is the person that ended up telling Drew that he was gonna go home was actually Mallory, and Mallory didn't even want to vote to keep him. We
it
go
was
to
funny.
the Blockbuster, which is a puzzle. And what was the
Mm.
sponsor again? It
Paw
was
Patrol.
Paw Patrol puzzle. Now, with this puzzle, I have to say, watching this on TV, it seemed like they just all knew where, like they weren't even looking at the pictures. I feel like they just knew everything. Like, I don't know. It was interesting to watch because I watched these people just grab a piece, put it exactly where it go. Like they didn't look at the picture like, okay, where's look at this picture, look at this. Like no, they just grabbed it and put it exactly where it goes. So I really wonder like how like during the time that they're explaining this, like how do they know? And Lyric was moving super fast. I was respecting Lyric because I low key
Mm.
wouldn't have mind if Melody went. So I was respecting Lyric, and I do honestly think that Lyric was low key screwed because of how heavy the pieces were. And she was explaining that once they got back in the house, but she was moving fast, and at one point she was in the lead, and Drew was moving like a normal pace. And I feel like
Mm.
Melody was moving a normal pace too, and Drew ended up winning the whole thing. It was a double puzzle too, by the way.
Mm.
You had to do one layer, then the second layer, and Lyric at one point just got stuck on this one piece, and it was really sad to see. I don't know if you caught it, but Lyric was like stuck with this heavy piece, and when she got in the house, so Drew ends up winning the
Mm.
Blockbuster. Once she got in the house, she immediately started telling people like, "Yeah, the pieces were so damn heavy, like I couldn't even move." Uh, what'd you think of the Blockbuster competition? I like the competition. I just wish that was more equitable towards the girls.
Um, it was like I was wondering that. I was wondering if the pieces were like really, really heavy because I saw her struggling over there. I was like, oh man, these look like they're like really big, maybe like hard
Hmm.
foam or like cardboard wood, something like that. But they were dragging them across the floor and like putting them where they went. In reality, it was like an 8-piece puzzle. It was a layered puzzle, so it was like 4 pieces on the bottom, 4 pieces on the top, or something like
That's
that.
crazy. Like only four.
Um, yeah, and it also had like borders too. So it was like an 8-piece puzzle. So 4 pieces on the bottom to create the background, and then 4 more pieces on top to create the topper. It was a really easy puzzle. It was just like figuring out how to do it, like laying down and then dragging the pieces. Um, I feel like it worked out in Drew's favor, but
Definitely.
I'm
Good.
happy for my boy. But also, I do wish it was an equitable challenge. Yeah.
Well, thanks for letting me know why they didn't have to look at this puzzle. It was only four pieces. I didn't realize
It
that.
was it
Take
was
back everything I
eight.
said.
Yeah, it was eight. It was like 4 pieces on the bottom, 4 pieces on the top. It was eight in total.
That's crazy. Four
Yeah.
piece puzzle. Four pieces. Then four pieces. It's layered,
Hmm.
so really it's just four and four. I mean, that's crazy. But Drew wins. To
Yeah.
please, what did Melody say? Because Melody got bleeped out and got yelled at by production because she just cussed immediately. Like, what did she actually say? I need the unfiltered. I really need the unfiltered.
I don't know. I think like I say cuss words all the time when like I'm not thinking. I just say like oh shit or like fuck or like something like that. I think something like
Yeah,
that probably happened where she was like gets up and she's like so
it
stressed
was like
out.
the
She's probably
first
just like fuck,
words.
you know.
Maybe she just
um
stood up and said, "Holy fucking shit," because it was
yeah,
like
maybe she just yeah. Maybe she just stood up and said, "Oh my fucking god," or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like something
something
like I
like
like stuff. I stuff like that. I just say it. I don't even think. You know. I don't even. I would definitely say a cuss word when I'm not supposed to. If I was on the show, I definitely would. I know you're only supposed to like not cuss on the live show. I don't think they care if you cuss like any other time. Just like not on the live. But like yeah. I don't think she said anything insane. I just think that she was like stressed. It was like, fuck, or
that.
something like that.
I think she said more than one cuss word. I definitely think she said more than one. 'Cause as soon as she stood up, it bleeped,
Yeah.
and I thought the audio was just messed up. Like,
Yeah.
it was funny though. It was funny, and Julie said, "We on the I think we're on a delay." Like, you know, you're on the delay. Come on, now. It was so funny though.
But no, like Melody told her herself, she's like, I'm so sorry.
Lyric. Well, actually, we'll get to the interview in a minute. But
Yeah.
Lyric ends up getting evicted, eight
Mhm.
to three. The
Yeah.
three people to keep her were Yash, Kamu, and Chuck, right?
Mhm.
Yash, Kamu, and Chuck. So I think that Lala was going to keep her too. Except Taylor told her in the hallway what was going on. Because Lala, I think Lala didn't know where the votes was going. But I don't know if
Mhm.
you caught when they were in the hallway and Taylor whispered to Lala something. Um, Haley is pissed. And the meme of Haley's face, I might have to change the theme. I might have to change the thumbnail of this because Jaywin's not here.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna put Haley's face. Because Haley's face is gonna be memed on the internet for so long because of how shocked she was. And to be honest, imagine I kind of want Drew to lose the blockbuster because if Drew was sitting on the chairs, or wait, did Haley? Was Haley okay with Drew staying by the end of it? Because it was so much vote flipping. I think Haley was okay with Drew staying actually. So maybe, but if Haley was expecting Drew to leave and then Drew actually stayed, I would have loved to see her face then. I think that would have been hilarious because considering how her face was with this, with just Lyric and Melody, but it was insane. Lyric was just saying, "It's okay, it's okay, it's okay." Um, it was a big blind side. Lyric inside of her interview definitely clocked the alliance. She named all six people. She said the reason why she threw her girls under the bus because she wanted to get in with that six-person alliance. This is when I was like, okay, maybe Lyric really is a fan of the show because she was like thinking strategically, and she's like, not necessarily that the strategic way she was thinking was good, but she was thinking, and she did clock the alliance. She said that if she was, she would have put up Baron and Drew though, not the big alliance, which was interesting. Um, she said she really does love Rome too. Yeah. What'd you think of all? Oh, and she said that she was not surprised that she was leaving because she said when you see someone who's winning competitions and someone who's not winning competitions, you usually get rid of the person that's winning competitions. What did you think of all this and lyrics for the eviction?
As someone who's not the biggest fan of Haley, I love this week. I think that this week was so fun. I think this is the best timeline. I think it's about time that their alliance kind of got some get back. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, Haley went into this HOH with a whole lot of ego. She definitely was like, I'm going to put these people up on the block, and this is who I want out, and this is what I want done. And she was very bossy and very, like, she was power hungry. So it was very fun to watch every plan that she had just get crumpled down. They went into this week trying to blindside Drew, and they ended up blindsiding Haley. The HOH.
Mm-hmm.
Her face was absolutely priceless. Her jaw to the floor. Um, she totally did not expect that, and I was really, really hoping to see a blindside this season. It was just so funny that it was on her. Man, that was cool.
What do you think about
um,
lyrics departure?
Lyrics
Are you gonna miss her?
departure. No. Um, I hate like early game showmances.
Me too.
I feel like it's so you're throwing away your game. You're throwing away like hundreds of thousands of dollars for you to like make out with a guy for like 2 weeks. Like, come on. But I mean, some of these relationships they last forever. So maybe Lyric
Mm-hmm.
and Rome will like get happily married, happily ever after or something, and maybe they'll get something out of this. But let's say it doesn't work out. Like, what did you throw away your game for? You know, you could have waited
Yeah.
to like do all this. You know, get to know each other a little better. Um, but I mean, I know they're bored and they have nothing to do, so.
Yeah. Yeah. I I don't know. I guess I'm not gonna miss Lyric either. She definitely she wasn't a showmance. She did do all that stuff, and it was like I don't like showmances, but Big Brother loves their some damn showmances. Big Brother loves showman. So you want screen time? You want to get on Big Brother and get some screen time and get Big Brother to love you and always talk about getting the showmance. That's probably like how many times has Julie talked about marriage? Like these it's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks. They knew each other for 2 weeks because he went out week two, right? He went out week two, yeah. But really talking about weddings and who's gonna sing the song and all this stuff. But what I was gonna say about Lyric is I do think she did kind of make a name for herself. Not like she's not gonna be like super remembered, but she was like she did win some competitions. She did try to play the game. She even if it wasn't good and maybe it was a little messy, she did try in the house. I do respect that. I do like that. Like she made friends. She even said in her interview, like I made a mistake throwing my friends under the bus. Like so I do respect the fact that she did come into the house and she did play the game. Like she's played the game more than Chuck has. Like she's played the game more than Lala has. Like so I do respect Lyric in that sense. I like that she had her alliance, tried to switch and all this stuff. Like good for her. She wasn't bitter about leaving. Um, I don't know if she was a recruiter or not. I always thought she was, but I don't know. I don't know. Like she's all right. She's all right.
I respect Lyric and I respect that she really did put in the effort there at the end, trying to get herself safe and trying to make deals. She did throw her only girlies under the bus, which kind of sucked, but I
Hmm.
get the self preservation mode type of thing. Um, definitely, I do feel like her reads were good as far as like the alliances, but I feel like her decision making was not the best. And also, I feel like they didn't vote her out because she won competitions. They voted her out because uh, they felt like they had equity in keeping Melody.
Yeah,
Um,
because
it
they
was
think
a it
Melody's going after
it was
Haley, right?
never about her. It was like whoever was on the block beside the person that Haley wanted out was the person that was going to go home. I feel like either like Mallory or Latrice could have been in that seat too. Like it could have been anyone. They almost did it the week before when it was
Hmm.
Jason Latrice. They were talking about it and then they just didn't do it. Um, but this week they did something and it was kind of cool.
100%. 100%. Damn, I was gonna bring something else up, and I low key forgot what it was. I really did. But we know what the next HOH is. It is the wall
Mm,
competition. Oh, Josh Martinez got brought out. By the way, I didn't know. I didn't know he got voted out. Fourth place on the Hispanic Big Brother. Shouts out to him. That's really
mm.
good. I thought it was funny when Julie asked, like, "Oh, do you think they watched this show?" And he said no. He said, "No, I don't think they know me from this show." He literally said it on air. Hey, Josh, you've been on TV for how long? Just lie. But it was funny. He's grown so much since he was on Big Brother, like so much. So shouts out to Josh. But the wall competition should be interesting, and I'm thinking, like, who do you think's gonna win the wall competition?
Oh my
Like,
god.
I'm thinking Mallory might actually.
I'm thinking Mallory. I'm thinking like someone that's got very good. You gotta have a lot of upper body strength for the wall. You gotta have like good core. I think Mallory is definitely one that could do it. I think D has a very good history of winning endurance competitions and Survivor. I think
Mm.
D could also pull this out. Um,
Camu,
Kamu could, but I
that'd be horrible.
that would be terrible. Yeah, I don't want to think about that. Um, Yeah, I don't know. I don't. I
I
can't think of anyone else that would be a shoe in. I'm
I think
thinking.
my top two is literally Kamu and Mallory. Which okay,
Mm,
D. I guess I kind of forgot about D on Survivor, um,
mm,
Survivor 45. So maybe D actually as well. Um, if D won, I wonder would she just put up because this is what I was gonna say that I forgot about is Haley being shocked. People were going up like
mm,
because like yeah, that's how I knew Yash because I was low key like during the votes. Voting in Big Brother takes so long. I sometimes
mm,
change the tab, start making my thumbnail, but Yash voted out Mallard or Melody
mm.
because people were going up like what's going on with these votes. So I wonder like how are the icons gonna get out of this, like what are they gonna say, and if D wins HOH like that would be interesting. Like what is D gonna do, who would she put
I
up?
feel like right now the only thing that they can do is own it. Honestly, because now it's like these people are the minority in the vote now. There was only 3 votes for Melody. And Haley was completely blindsided along with Kamu, Chuck, and for some reason Yash just was not about keeping um, Melody in the house. He was also going to vote out Drew too. I'm not sure where Yash lies completely. I feel like he's just doing whatever he wants each week. Um, but I'm interested for sure to see if the icons are going to own up to this move or if they're going to kind of like limp out and go back to like the way things were. But I don't think anything's going to be the way it was before after this. There's going to be a lot to be said when it comes
100%.
probably to the red corner could break up, which would be a dream for me because I want Devons to prosper, but I also don't like Kamu, Chuck, and Haley.
Yeah,
So
100%. I was thinking like maybe they were gonna play where they were planning on lying if Lala didn't get tipped off in the hallway to change her vote. Because if Lala would
mm,
have voted the other way, that would have been 4 votes.
mm,
And I still don't think the three Angela, D, and Devons could lie about their votes because they know damn well Kamu is one of the votes, and what are they gonna believe Chuck switched his vote? Like I don't think so. So it's gonna be interesting. And my top two winners for the wall prediction, my top two predictions are it's either gonna be Mallory or it's gonna be Kamu. And at this point, like the red quarter is now the low, like they're or the three. I don't know what their three-person name is, but they're the minority now. If the reality icons are going this way, I don't know.
I
I
think they
don't
need to
know.
stay that way for a minute. I think someone from that core 3 needs to disappear before they decide to work with some of them again.
I would.
Hopefully Kamu.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, Kyle. I don't know. I mean, Chuck doesn't even. He's not even on the show. So
Chuck's not even on the show. I'm not worried about him. He's just
the one,
so
the one I actually want to stay is Haley. Like, I'm not a
hey,
fan, but like
he's
she is
good for messy
entertaining.
TV.
Yeah,
Just like Jason was. Jason's good for messy TV. Haley's good for messy TV. People that argue and like people that are gonna like fight or like cause a ruckus are always good for the other people in the house to keep in because it's a shield for them for the moment.
speaking of messy TV, Camo says, "Shouts out to Frankie Grande, hook me up with your sister," and I just thought that was so weird and just awkward because, like, how does he think? Why does he think that that's okay when he just got out Jason? And oh wait, maybe he doesn't know that Jason's best friends with Frankie Grande. Because I like say Jason's best friends with Frankie Grande, so why would you say that to about his best friend? But I'm like, maybe he doesn't know. Maybe it was just so random and so just like a coincidence. Do you think it was a coincidence? Because I
Wait,
don't know,
who said
maybe.
that?
So Kamo said, "Shouts out Frankie Grande, hook me up with your sister." But Frankie Grande
Mhm.
and Jason are best friends, and last week Kamo got Jason out. So, but it might have just been a big coincidence. Might
It
have
might have
been.
just been a bit, yeah. But like, I don't know. But also, isn't Ariana Grande like married or something? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know anymore.
One more thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I actually don't know if if this is right. But D, we didn't talk about D won the time capsule, right?
Mhm,
And she got power. That was this week, right?
mhm.
Okay, so D got that. She got the BB bribe. And she didn't tell anyone about it, which these advantages are gonna get harder and harder to hide because I mean Rick Devon seems like he does know. Like he's like, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying. Because if Angela got the first one and Rick Devon's got the second one, come on now, D. I know we love D, but come on, we know where this is going. And like, I feel like it's pretty obvious who got these. And think about if Angela would have won hers, all three of them would have advantages right now.
That's crazy.
That
Yeah.
is so insane. But
But she
she's
lost and
hiding
had
it
to
from
wear that
everyone.
damn egg.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
But
my god.
so shouts out D. Who you voting for this week? Cause I don't know. I feel like Drew might get it. Maybe Barrett.
I hope Drew or Barrett gets it, yeah. I would
Maybe
like Barrett
Mallory.
to get it.
Yeah, I don't know if Barrett's getting the TV time to get it though. So
I
we'll
don't think
see. Or
so.
Taylor. Taylor might too.
Ooh,
Um,
that'd be a good
but
one. But I think I'd probably Drew. If I had to,
yeah,
like, yeah.
me too. Me too. But that's it for this week. Thank you so much, Liz, for coming on the show. Go ahead and shout yourself out.
You can follow me on Instagram at vanillas underscore. I also run the game show Town Hall server on Discord. Join up if you like face cam game shows of the sort. Sequester, Survivor, Big Brother, all the sorts. And yeah, much love. Shout out fence sitters. Mwah.
Shout out Fence Sitters, and I am Forever. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Forever Young underscore Zoe. Follow the Content Club on Instagram, Content Club Pod. We're growing the Instagram. Also on Discord. The Discord is in the Instagram's bio. Uh, what else? What else? I have a game coming up on Saturday. I am host. I just started hosting. The traders went very well. Shouts out Liz for being on prop for that. It went very, very well. It was so much fun. And this week we're doing Big Brother. Got a new cast of 14. It should be awesome. It'll be streamed on this YouTube channel. Also, last weekend I told you, or last week's episode, I told y'all I was doing my first LRG. Hunter from Survivor 46's LRG. It was amazing. It was amazing. I loved it so much. I cannot believe I did that. First of all, like me, who would have thought me in the woods in Mississippi, sleeping outside, being on Survivor, playing Survivor, not eating, not drinking. Well, we could drink. We did have a bottle of water. Let me not lie. But also not barely getting any sleep. Bugs all over me. It was like crazy. It was insane. I wish it was Phil, but y'all can look at Child's Play Hunter's Instagram and see some stuff that we did. Highly encourage people to do LRGs. They're so fun. I feel like this really preparing people to do the real show. Made a lot of friends out there. It was so fun. But that's it, guys. Until next week. Catch y'all later.